Today, many Americans invest in real estate to secure financial wellness. Hear the story of Bridget Mason. She was born into slavery in 1818. Her last owner was Robert Smith. Bridget and other slaves were wedding gifts to the Smith. The Smiths were converted to the Mormon religion. When church leader Brigham Young sent a group of Mormons to Southern California in 1851, the Smith family volunteered to go. Smith and his family and slaves, Bridget included, set out in a 150 wagon caravan from San Bernardino, California. Smith ignored Brigham Young's warning that slavery was illegal in California due to the Compromise of 1850. Any slave who resided in the state or was born in the state was free. Bridget lived in slavery in California for 4 years, but she was under the control of Robert Smith and ignorant of the law. In 1856, Robert Smith became fearful of keeping his slaves under the California law, so he decided to move to Texas, where he planned to sell his slaves. But he told the slaves that he would take them to Texas and set them free. Bridget didn't believe him. Bridget asked questions. They told her about the California slave ban. But Smith was packing up and ready to leave for Texas. Bridget's friends devised a plan to rescue her from Smith. She and a group of slaves escaped and traveled toward Los Angeles, but Smith caught up with them. He took Bridget and the other slaves to a canyon near Santa Monica and held them there. A friend alerted the Los Angeles sheriff about Smith's plan. The sheriff obtained a writ of habeas corpus and sent a local posse to reclaim the slaves. Bridget petitioned the Los Angeles court for her freedom. Smith testified that Bridget and the 14 other people he had kept in the canyon were members of his family who voluntarily offered to go with him to Texas. He bribed her lawyer to not show up to court. Bridget was not allowed to testify in court since California law prohibited Black people from testifying against white people. The judge presiding over the case, Benjamin Hayes, took the initiative to hear Bridget's side of the story. She gave an entirely different account than Smith had given. Hayes ruled in favor of Bridget and confirmed that she was free. Bridget Mason was introduced to Dr. John Griffin, a white native Southerner who was impressed with her nursing skills. Biddy worked for Dr. Griffin as a nurse and midwife. Griffin paid her $2.50 a day. One of them told her about investing in property. Dr. Griffin was also involved in real estate, and he urged Mason to buy property. Mason saved and became a shrewd businesswoman. When she arrived in Los Angeles, it was dirt roads and perhaps 2,000 people, and less than 20 were Black. Frugal with her money, but in 1866, at age 48, 10 years after gaining her freedom, she bought 2 lots on Spring Street on the outskirts of Los Angeles for $250. This was her first property, but not her last. Mason continued investing. Nearly 2 decades later, we find a booming Spring Street, crowded with shops and boarding houses. In 1884, Mason sold the north half of her Spring Street property for $1,500. On her remaining half, she built a 2-story brick building. She rented the first floor to commercial interests and lived in an apartment on the second floor. That same year, she sold a lot she had purchased on Olive Street for $2,800, a good deal more than the $375 she had originally paid for it in 1868. Mason continued making wise real estate decisions, and her financial fortunes increased until she accumulated a fortune of almost $300,000, approximately $6 million today, making her the richest black woman west of the Mississippi.